Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget the 2026 North Dakota State High School track meet begins on Thursday. You can watch live coverage here on WDAY Extra beginning on Friday. We'll stream events beginning on Thursday afternoon at 3. TV coverage starts Friday at 1 here on Extra. And then championship Saturday, everything gets going at 11 a.m. on TV from Bismarck. And what I like to call the biggest family reunion we have in North Dakota. It'll be packed as always out there beginning later this week. Our next guest actually can speak pretty well about the North Dakota State track meet. NDSU's Paige Renschler joins us here after a fantastic weekend, taking home 2 individual Summit League track championships. She joins us this morning. All right, give me off the hop. What's the first memory of the bowl and Bismarck and the state meet when I ask you that?
It was always fun. It was always just packed and crazy. It was just fun to be a part of that.
And the weather was always crazy, right? It would be hot or cold or both, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, thanks for doing this. First off, as I mentioned, happy belated birthday because you celebrated on Saturday, probably the best way possible. Tell us about, first off, let's start with the weekend. What expectations were high. You obviously had a great spring season, but it's one thing to go and think you're going to do it, another thing to go and do it. Tell me about racing and having 2 basically perfect races in the 100 and the 200.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was definitely difficult because last year it was just kind of way different traveling and all that, but being at home, it was a good atmosphere and just, I think we were all ready to get out there.
For you mentally, did you feel pressure going into each of those races or were you relaxed? Give me your mindset going into those 2 events.
Yes and no, but I always just think that I'm never going to regret giving it my all, so that's all I have to do. So I'm only going to regret it if I don't try, basically. Yeah.
Tell me those 2 races are similar but yet very different. Tell us about the similarities to the 100 and the 200.
Yeah, they're very different and similar, yeah. But obviously the 100 is way shorter, so it's really like your start is important and just getting out in front of everybody and just holding it. But the 200 is a tough one.
What's the toughest aspect in your mind of the 200?
Oh, man, just really being by the starting blocks and seeing how far it looks from back there, because it's way further than the 100, obviously. It's literally double the distance, but...
We're going to show highlights here. We're going to start with the 100 meters. So take us through that race and how did it play out in your mind like it did actually, how it manifested itself, or was it different how the race went in the 100?
Yeah, kind of. I feel like sometimes when I run, I just like black out and then I'm like, oh, there's the finish line. I'm already there. But yeah.
So you were surrounded by your teammates afterwards, and obviously, I want to get to that in a second. But when you crossed, did you realize, hey, I won?
Yeah, kind of. Just because I didn't see anybody, but I was like, I don't even know. I feel like I just literally blacked out.
Well, you won by quite a margin there. And then your teammates come and sing happy birthday to you. What was that like?
That was awesome. That was so nice of them. It's great having everybody there, especially at home.
All right, so that happens. Then you got, about a half hour, 45 minutes before you do the 200?
Yeah, so it was quick turnaround.
So you're back out there, and tell me about this race. We're watching the 200 meters now from Saturday and how that race played out for you.
Yeah, I was really exhausted, but I was just trying to get out hard and then maintain to the finish line, and that's what I did.
From the wide angle, we can see Paige, like you set yourself up on the curve. How important is that in that type of race to get the lead when you're on the curve part of the 200?
Yeah, I would say that's also part of my mindset is just trying to get out and catch the girl like on the stagger right away.
Yep.
I think that's a big thing because, I don't know, that's just always what I try to do.
You mentioned you were exhausted going into this. It didn't seem it. So after you cross the finish line, are you mentally wiped? And physically, I know you are, but mentally, are you done as well?
Yeah, it's kind of a relief to be like, oh, I did it. Like, now we're done. We got through it because it's definitely a long weekend, but it's a lot of fun.
To do this, I want to talk about the team in a second, but personally, how gratifying is this for you to have 2 individual track championships in the span of an hour?
Yeah, it was great. I definitely didn't think it would be possible until this year, but yeah.
I want to talk about that because I know Jeff Kolpak wrote about it. He and I talked about it on our show yesterday. of you actually going and competing collegiately in track. Can you give us the backstory on this, that this wasn't maybe necessarily what you were going to do?
Yeah, so it was like my senior year, and I was like, I should probably figure out something. And I kind of wanted to stay close to family. I didn't really have a plan. And I reached out to Stevie, and then I came on my visit, and I really liked it. And I just gave it a shot because what's the worst that could happen?
So literally you had no intentions of, like, let's say a couple years, like around May or April of your senior year, like no real intentions of doing anything collegiately track wise?
Yeah, that's exactly.
That's wild. All right. So tell us, does he say, hey, we got a spot for it? Or you say, hey, I'd like to come and do this?
Yeah, it was kind of like that. I just filled out like the questionnaire thing they have online, and he reached out and was like, you can come check it out.
Yep.
And that's basically how it went.
So had he watched you run in high school at all? Did he have any knowledge of you?
I think so, because he knew my dad from college
Yeah.
and that time, but besides that, I'm not really sure. I'm sure because his son also did high school track, so he was always around.
So getting there, I mean, describe that when you get to NDSU, I mean, are you just with a, hey, I'm just going to take whatever comes? I mean, what was your attitude getting there and starting to train and compete?
Yeah, basically. I was training for the 400 right away, and I was just trying to do what I can. I was just trying to prove myself was my mindset going into that.
Well, you did that. You were third in the 100 and fourth in the 200 at the Summit Championships last year. Did that give you the confidence, say, I can do this?
Yeah, I think so for sure.
What was that, I guess, that confidence build and to take it into this year after having that kind of success last year?
Yeah, it really, like, I kind of proved to myself that I have like a good base, and now I can build on top of that, and just giving some reassurance to myself to be like, okay, I got this.
The question, Paige, I get a lot from people that don't follow your sport is, how does NDSU find all these different athletes from around North Dakota? You're obviously there. Can you explain that? You're part of the team for the last couple of years. That how does this happen where these athletes that maybe go under the radar and then become champions?
Yeah, I literally don't know. It's crazy because our team is basically just a bunch of North Dakota kids just going out there and giving it our all. But yeah.
How much of that is bragging rights then when you get to a meet like Saturday, when you've got Kansas City, who's got some sprinters, Oral Roberts certainly got fast people. Obviously, you know what South Dakota State, USD, UND does, and then, hey, you know what? We're going to go out and we're going to beat you guys. What is that mentality like?
Oh, it's awesome. I think especially at the conference meet, we all just come together and support each other, which is definitely different just from the normal meets around here because they're usually not team like points and all that. But
I got to ask, on going into Saturday, UND had a pretty good lead on you guys. What was there anything spoken on the women's side, like, hey, we can do this, or was there a big, rah-rah speech Friday night going into Sunday or Saturday, excuse me?
yeah, they definitely had a big lead on us, and we did have a few big speeches, but especially being on our home track, we were like, we cannot let them beat us. And then we all came together, especially on Saturday. They always say that the championships are won on Saturday.
Who
Prelims don't matter.
who had one of the better speeches? Can you tell us who got you guys all pumped up?
Definitely Stevie, I would say. Yeah.
What'd he say?
Just like I can't say some bad words.
That's okay.
Just like we got to go out there and get them. Like their events are stacked, their distance is stacked, but we have the sprints, the throws, all that. So, and we know we can do it.
I know Jeff was talking to us yesterday when Sydney won the hurdles. And then you guys, I think, placed in 5 or 6. Did that get the jump start for Saturday after what happened in the hurdles?
Oh yeah, for sure. Especially seeing all those girls place.
Yeah.
Top 3, 5, and 7 was just crazy. It was a big point lead for us, for sure.
So afterwards, you guys win, and it wasn't even like there wasn't any drama in the 4x4. What was that like watching when, like, hey, there's nothing really we already got this?
Yeah, it's really fun once you get to the 4x4 and it doesn't come down to that points wise. I think it just lets everybody run loose and just have fun with it.
So describe what Saturday night was like for you. Was like you put your feet up? Did you enjoy your birthday? What did you end up doing after everything was done?
Yeah, I went home and hung out with some of my family and then hung out with my roommates and just kind of our adrenaline was just through the roof because it was just crazy. But
Now, see, if it was me, I'd be walking around with my medals. I'm assuming you didn't do that on your birthday on Saturday night?
no, I did not.
Where are they at right now?
In my room.
Okay.
Just hanging up.
Like on a doorknob or something?
Yeah, exactly.
We got to get a mantle or something for that. For people that don't know, what's next now? Your season's not done. Tell us what's coming up for you.
We have the regional meet coming up next week. We leave on Monday and then see how that goes.
What are your that's the best in this part of the country now competing. Tell me your expectations of heading to that.
I honestly don't have any. I've never been. I've never watched it or anything.
Yeah.
So just going in with a clear mind, hoping to do my best.
You feel that's probably maybe the best way? Like, I have no idea. Just going to treat it like I have the other races you've been in?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What in the 100, and before I let you go, and I appreciate you doing this, just that is such a race of reaction. How crazy is that where just even a slow start could eliminate you from a race like that? Is it frustrating but also exhilarating?
Yeah, it's really fun. And I would say my start is definitely a weaker part of my race, what gets frustrating at times. But yeah, the 100 is a lot of fun.
So we were joking here off air on the amount of wind you guys have had to deal with. How is that for a runner, especially for you? We're dealing with that. How do you deal with it? I guess I'll just ask.
Yeah, usually they flip it so we run with the wind, but trying to get a wind legal time, which is 4 and under, is frustrating at times because it's not legal.
Yeah.
Unless you get lucky.
Was there a other event you wanted to try in track? It was always on the sprint. Did you ever try a field event, or was always sprinting was where I wanted to be?
Yeah, I triple jumped once, but it didn't take me anywhere. So it wasn't really my thing.
Triple jump is the most awkward event out there. It just looks weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. I do not understand how people do it.
I don't understand how fast you run either, but you did it, and we appreciate you coming on. Congratulations. Like I mentioned, happy belated birthday, and good luck in a couple weeks in Arkansas, okay?
Thank you very much.
Paige Renschler joining us, Fargo's own Shanley product, who won the 100 meters and the 200 meters on Saturday at the Summit League Track Championships on the north side of town. We appreciate her joining us, and she said, hey, I'm going to give it a go, and I think that's worked out okay. Now we'll get a spot at the NCAA West Regional. That comes up next weekend down in Fayetteville, and they split that up where the women have designated days of competition. I think it's Wednesday, Friday, and the men go Thursday, Saturday. And then if you finish in a certain, normally it's top 8, will get you a spot in the NCAA championships coming up in Tracktown in Eugene. But congrats to Paige, and we'll be keeping an eye on who the Bison will be sending to the regionals. And we mentioned we'll have Zach McGlynn on hopefully either this week or early next week, because he'll be going in the decathlon to the NCAA championships in Oregon coming up next month. Good stuff there. All right, we'll take our final break. We come back. We'll put a bow on things. Got a couple other emails coming in and set you up for a pretty good Sports Tuesday. Hot Mic wraps on WDAY Extra right after this.